I said, no, sir, I'm not. He said, well, just where were you up on the hill? Where was your company up there on the hill? I said, I'm sorry, sir, I'm not allowed to say that. And he asked me 2 or 3 other questions like that, you know, say, how many? And there's one thing there that had him fooled. I don't know if y'all ever seen a patch or not, a big round patch with a tank crushed in it and a tiger, with a tiger's mouth. They call them tank destroyers. He pulled his drawer out and handed me that. Said, do you know what kind of patch is it? I said, I'm sorry, sir. He said, just what kind of patch is it? What does it represent? I said, I'm sorry, sir. And he put the patch back in there in the drawer and said, well, just what was your location up there? And I said, I'm sorry. He said, well, you had mouse noise. I said, no. He said, you mean your non-coms don't carry mouse? I said, all of our non-commissioned officers carry mouse. And I said, I'm sorry, sir. And he said, oh, well. He said, it don't make any difference where he was at up there. He said, he asked me what outfit I was in. I went there. He said, it don't make any difference what outfit you was in. He said, the lieutenant in there, damn lieutenant, you know, he put me out on the outpost up there while I got
He spilled his gun?
Yeah, he told me, that lieutenant has already told. He said, I know you're from, he said, you're from Cape, aren't you? The 3rd Battalion, 137th Regiment, the 35th Division.
Oh.
That damn lieutenant, yes.
I figured somebody was in there rapping.
But later on,
how did I get captured?
that damn lieutenant kept us down there too long. The rest of us wanted to pull out, go back up to our main body, you know. And he wouldn't let us go. And then after we got captured, he was bragging. He said, well, he said, that was on the 28th of September. And he said on the 1st of September, he was spending a furlough at home in the state. We found out that the 2 days he'd been down on that outpost was the first 2 days in combat. And we'd come all the way from the damn ocean over around to that. And that's how that one got us scared. He didn't know what he was doing. He thought he was on maneuvers. See, on maneuvers, you make us think, oh, well, we'll do better next time. But then the real thing, you don't do that. He's the one who got us to take credit.
Can I ask you this real quick?
They was walking down, while we were still walking on the road, we had 3 or 4 guys, guards in front, a couple on each side, and a couple in the back. And finally, one sergeant, that old lieutenant up there, that's what he was probably telling them about that stuff. He was up there in the front, the lieutenant was. He was walking over that sergeant, finally that sergeant just walked out, come back all the way back to the back where I was at. He said, happy officer, shaking his head. I said, oh, he's a son of God. The officer, I can't believe it. You know, like that.
And was he?
Did y'all take him out?
No, he went at that Count Stella 3C. They sent him to where the officers go.
Now, you said he had arrived there as a lieutenant?
Yeah.
Was that his first? You said he was only there 2 days in action. That was his first action.
That was only 2 days in combat.
Was he now? Was he like in from like West Point or something like that?
No, I don't know. I don't. He wouldn't have been from West Point. That's better than West Point.
No, I mean a lot of the guys from what I've heard.
He was probably what they call a 90-day wonder. He come from Fort Benning, Georgia. They had officers in Kennedy School at Fort Benning. They call them 90-day wonders down there. And West Point, you got 4 years, not 90 days.
Okay, because other people that I've talked to that have been in wars, they said, you know, they'd have these guys that come from West Point or that come from college or officer school or something like that, and they think that they know what they're doing, but they don't have any grunt.
No, they don't have any.
They don't know what to do. Yeah.
But then West Pointers was pretty good. Nobody hardly ever liked them, but they really did know more about what they're doing than these shaved tail 90-day wonders, you know.
Well, what did they feed you when you were in prison? What did they feed you when you were in prison? They had dehydrated carrots and cut up in little cubes, and they boiled them. And you got that one. We only got one soup a day. Now, on one day you got the dehydrated carrot. On Sunday was the best meal of all. It was a pea soup. And I always did like soup, especially pea soup. It tasted real good. And then they had something there. They'd cook it all, half a day. They put on there in the morning, cooking about dinner time. They had 4 big old boilers about that big around down the road. They'd put the stuff in the boiler, and we'd march by and dip it out. And all you get out of there was green water. And 2 or 3 times I said, I was going to try to get some of that whatever it was that cooked up, or some of the solid part. And several times, me and a bunch of other guys would reach there and kiss over one of them things, pull up, it looked like a stump of corn.
That big old leaves, they'd been cooking that stuff for hours, and never cooked it up. Just green hot water all up one day. And then one day, they didn't dish us stuff to eat out of or anything. So when I first went down there, the first day we went under this, was eating that carrot soup, rutabaga soup. And so I went down there and we walked through there and they still didn't have nothing to eat. We lined up to get up there where the guy with a dipper was. He dipped down there and hold it out, and all you do is stick all you had was your hands. Stick your hands out there to get it, and boy, you drop it down there hot, and you try to pick it up out of the sand and eat. That's what we had. And the way I got me something to eat with. See, we was in a compound. We had 1,000 men in my compound, and there's another compound had Russians in it, and then another compound had something else, French or something. And so I had one guy seen my fountain pen. I had a fountain pen, real fountain, wasn't ball. They hadn't made ballpark pens. It was real, had ink in it, And they were crazy over about gold. And he seen that little band on there. And the way it was a fence here about 14 feet high, then over about as wide as this room is another fence, and inside is all tangled up ball bars, so there wasn't no way to get out and through there. And he seen that pen. He wanted to offer me some stuff right then. And so I finally told him, I put a gift on him, and he's indicated, they'd give me he'd throw half a loaf of bread over there, and I told him I wanted something to eat out of. I to do like he did, and he finally got the idea. He brought out a pan. He threw that pan over, and I told him I indicated I wanted a spoon, so he threw me a damn spoon over. And I thought it that damn fountain pen because he thought that pan right there was gold.
Oh.
But it ain't gold. But he thought that's where I got. Yeah, that's where I got me something to eat out of. Was trading him that fountain pen for it and a piece of a loaf of bread.
Did he ever come back?
Oh yeah, they're there every day.
No, man.
I guess he never knew.
No, he never.
Oh, really?
No, he wouldn't know till he got out and tried to melt it.
They're selling.
Didn't you say, the way they brought your food to you, you found out one day that
Yeah.
the wagon that they brought it?
Yeah. We had 10 little barracks with about little rooms. It was about as I guess about as long as from that to that end, a little bit wider than this. They had 50 men in it. They had a bench down it, like a row of guys sleep on the floor. They had a shelf built down through there wide enough for a row of here lay on both sides. And they had one little window down there about that big. And so there'd be 50 men in each conference and each thing. And down there in the toilet was a big old concrete hole down there. And it was I guess it was about a 12 or 15 by 10. And 2x4. They had one 2x4 here and then another little bit behind you sitting on that 2x4, the bed is down there. Concrete hole that went all the way around it. And then, so ever so often they had some Russian prisoners, Russian soldiers, come up there pulling a wagon, a little 4-wheel wagon. And it was about twice as long as that crib there, about half as wide. And it's about 1.5 feet high, maybe 2 feet high, boards on it. They come up there and take a bucket on the rope, reach down there and dip all that stuff out and pour it in that wagon. Keep on, they got that wagon full. And they'd haul it down the field and pour it out in the field.
Oh, I got some decaf coffee.
Fertilizer. And then there's potatoes raised up in that field under where they put straw down there and put the potatoes on it and covered up the straw and covered up the dirt.
Here
It was last all winter, I guess. Well, he'd load that wagon up full of potatoes and put it back up there by them big old boilers, dump off in there for us to eat. And so one time, we hadn't caught on to it yet. There's the potatoes in the same wagon that's hauling that crap down there in. And so my company was going through first. One of the first was going through. First, second, or third, something like that. And I was getting this old hot water, hot muddy looking water, brown looking water, dirty water. And so we got the ready to take because we knew there's some solids down in there somewhere. They'd pour about a bushel of potatoes in there, so we knew there had to be some potatoes somewhere. So we finally got the guys in charge of the camp to start rotating the companies. This company go through the day, the next company, had 10 companies all together like that.